The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Show. Let's talk about it. 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 On the field.
Hello, hello, hello. I am so excited to have my guest on today. Exercise is an issue. It's definitely an issue for me. It's always been an issue for me. And so hopefully my guest is going to encourage me as well as you to do something. Get involved physically with some exercise. So let me just take a few minutes and introduce. How are you doing, Epic? So let me just read a little bit about Epic.
I'm good.
Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. So let me read a little bit about you, and then we'll take it from there.
All right,
Epic
cool.
Doc McBuffins is a Brooklyn, New York native with a fond knowledge of the culture. Her career fitness started in her childhood dance classes and playing outside in the concrete jungle. This eventually sparked her competitive nature, drawing her to team sports. She started with basketball at PS 29 in Sacred Heart in Brooklyn. In high school, she continued basketball and also joined her school soccer team. With hard work, Epic became a team captain. Continuing to college, she carried her love of the game, but was introduced to the new challenges of weight training and boxing. Upon relocating to New York City, Doc McBuffins took on employment in various fitness facilities, all the while training friends and family members for fun. Finding her niche, she attended the Manhattan Institute to pursue personal training professionally. Epic became a licensed professional trainer on January 31st, 2020. Congratulations! And her enjoyment of fitness and athletics has drawn her to pursue her profession. But even more, her passion to strengthen bodies and minds, to brighten days and perspectives, possibly changing lives, one step at a time, one rep at a time. Yes, and I may be one of them to that you can help out here.
That's right.
So I want you to kind of talk about how your passion just evolved and developed and how you were able to understand that this is your God-given purpose in life. So can you just kind of share that with us?
Yes. Okay. Well, where did it all come from? I guess you can really say my upbringing had a lot to do with it. Being from Brooklyn, New York, in the 90s. I'm a 90s baby. We had to go outside all day. And it was, as I like to call it, adventure time. We was always finding stuff to do and hanging off of stuff and jumping off of what the staircases onto mattresses, all kind of crazy kid stuff. Okay. But if you really think about it, there's athleticism in all of that. And playing tag and all the sports we were playing and so on and so forth. So when I look back on it, I was just always an active kid. I always loved riding my bike, skating my board, running, being crazy. And that never really changed until, when I got older and I was introduced to team sports. Where there's actual structure. You can take all of that energy and make it mean something and learn what teamwork is and so on and so forth. And all of that is, again pushed me into finding my niche because I still wasn't quite sure where I belonged. I just really love to be active, you know? Um, so I would say it started off with basketball. um, there's a lot of basketball in my family. My uncles play, my father played. We were always watching basketball. Just a fixture in my life. So it being a fixture, I then wanted to play basketball. So it started there, and I had no idea what I was doing. I absolutely loved to watch basketball. I can tell you the teams, the jerseys, the colors, the state. I knew all of that stuff as a kid, but when it came to positions and what to do, I had no idea. So it was kind of odd that I wanted to play basketball first, but I could say that's where that passion came from, or it was the passion that led me there. And I learned. I couldn't tell you now what my first position was. I think I was like a point guard or something. I'm not even sure. All I know was I was always shooting and stuff. But moving right along, I don't know. I didn't realize I was competitive, and I still don't really like to be competitive. And I think this is where what I like to do and how I can help people really refine itself. Because I always felt like, well, to be in competitive sports and team sports, why don't I like to compete? Well, confidence, lacking of confidence or just not being a competitive person. So I kept with it, but I accepted it and I just moved on. And then I entered weight training. Well, over the years, I know I'm skipping and skipping and skipping. I'm trying to get ahead to the meat of it. And it was then also that I learned more about myself, and it really tested my confidence a lot more in team sports, because when you're weight training and you're in the gym, it's just you, unless you're going there with friends. And a lot of the time you're going to get psyched out, because you see people that are stronger than you, that visit the gym more than you. So they know what they're doing or have a better idea of what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And then you're constantly comparing, right? All the time. I used to do it all the time.
Right.
It was terrible.
And so
I came to find out it's better to help people understand that we're all thinking the same way. We're all beating ourselves up the same way. Even the buffest of guy, he's going to have a day where he feels like, oh, that wasn't clean, or, oh, I didn't get those reps. We're all thinking the same way. We're just on different levels. And that's how I became Doc McBuffins.
and you know what?
In a way, if that makes sense,
Yes, it does. Now, I have guests that oftentimes will chat with us. And so Felicia is saying, hello,
Hi.
Good evening.
Hello, Felicia. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening.
Yes. And now for people, we're doing this show because there are people like me that don't exercise, don't like to exercise. And that's been a case with me all my life. I was the kid that nobody wanted to play on their team because I couldn't hit the ball or I couldn't run fast enough. I was always, I was the one where kids would say, do we have to have her on our team? She can't hit the ball. She can't run, and so it left, I know. And so exercise has just been one of those things. Now, we have videos that we're going to be showing on different ways that people can, in fact, do some things. And even at an older age like me, there are some things that we can modify so that we can, in fact, do something. We got to move. We got to keep it moving.
That's right.
Because you lose what you don't use, and I need to be clear on that with myself as well. You lose what you don't use. And so let's look at this first video. And then I want you to just kind of talk about what's going on with this particular. Now here you're showing the
There I
arm
go.
lifts, and you're showing how you don't have to be in a gym. You can use
Hmm.
anything. So kind of talk about that, and what is the purpose of
Right.
those lifts? Tell us about that.
Now, that movement you just saw was a bicep curl.
Okay.
Which is basically it's for your biceps. This muscle right here that helps us pick things up, pick up babies, pick up water. You know what I'm saying? Wash our face. You know? Um, when I did that movement, I really loved that. Although funny enough, I was in the gym, but I was able to grab modalities and just things, objects that I know people would have at home. I think what happens is folks would automatically assume that you have to have an entire set of weights or heavy steel objects when really it's here that you need and making sure that you're set up right. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
In that video, I was doing some bicep curls. Now that's upper body, arm strengthening. But you can also do that movement with water bottles. Water bottles. Now, the water bottles I used in the video were empty, which is even a start for some folks. Some folks just have to get comfortable with that range of motion in just the repeated up and down motion and isolating that elbow so that that's the only part of, you know what I'm saying? But I also picked up, let's say you're at home, you don't have any water bottles. We don't have any bottles at all, hypothetically. I don't know, pick up something that you can get a good grip on that won't move around too much and just curl it. Literally, lift your arms at your elbows, curl it. It doesn't have to be weights. It doesn't have to be a heavy kettlebell. Water bottles are excellent because if it's a full water bottle, that's a few ounces worth of weight, and it's a good starting point. This
Awesome.
way you can get comfortable with actually doing the movement and then add weights, then, grow and improve and get some power in that movement.
Awesome. Let's look at the next video and see what it. All right. And that was with not having to use anything but lifting your feet, just lifting your
No
feet.
weights at all.
No weights at all. And so that
Yes.
builds your leg
No
muscles.
weights at all.
Awesome.
So
That,
yeah, there are a lot of movements like that. Even that bicep curl, no weights at all.
let's
Yes.
see. She says you can also add beans or rice to increase the weight of the water bottle.
Yes,
Thank you,
Felicia.
Felicia.
That's an excellent one. Excellent
Awesome.
tip. Beans, rice. You know what I'm saying? Little things in the house, and these can be things that you reuse. It doesn't have to be anything that you throw away. That's totally
Yes.
up to you. you know?
Right.
But I
Right.
really like that movement, the calf raises we just saw, because that's a total body weight movement. Your body weight. That's it. It's like going on your tiptoes. When they say go on your tiptoes and you want to reach for something on the cabinet, on your tiptoes, guess what? You're doing a calf raise while you're reaching for something at the top of the cabinet.
So
Exercising
how
right there.
yes. So tell me, how long would you suggest one do those kinds of things or the lifts?
Like a calf raise.
Yes.
I would say start off simple. Start off with 10. Right?
Okay.
Because then 10, you're like, well, I've gone on my tiptoes approximately 10 times. Let's say you were going one every second. I've gotten on my tiptoes 10 times and I don't feel anything yet. You know what? I'm going to go 10 more times. I'm going to go 10 more times. So let's say you've gone up to, let's say, 20 reps. Now, when you've tiptoed for 20 times, your calves are going to start talking to you. You're going to start hearing them answer that call. You're like, hey, all right. And they can start burning a lot. They might start burning a little. Who knows? But You exercised. You've started something. It's once you start feeling a little, I don't know, a little sizzle. I don't like to call it frying just yet or burning just yet. Once you feel a sizzle, a little tingle, you know,
Yes,
something's
yes,
happening, you know.
yes.
Some
That's
folks don't
awesome.
realize our muscles, we actually have to call on our muscles to activate them. And it sounds crazy like call my muscle. You know, something as simple as a calf raise, just doing it a few times, we're not going to feel it. But if you continue, it's almost like you're waiting for a phone call. You're waiting to answer. You're doing that motion because you're waiting for your body to answer back. What is it going to answer back with? It's going to start burning. That's how you know the call has been answered, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Hi. Yes. Hi, Diane. And she says, what exercises are good for just stretching?
For just stretching. Ooh, I love me a good stretch exercise. Now, a lot
And
of folks
actually,
assume that stretching, I'll let you go first.
oh, well, actually, you have a stretching video.
I do.
So,
I
awesome. So that's stretching.
Yes, it is. It's a stretch mixed in with a back exercise. But
Okay.
a
So
lot of folks,
it would help with a bad back if someone has a bad back.
yes, it
To,
will. Yes, it will. I really like that exercise. That was one I want to show you guys because that's one where in essence, yes, you're stretching, you're trying to reach and reach and reach, but what's happening there is I almost called it's called the Superman, but it's almost as if you're doing a crunch for your back. Because when
okay.
you do lift those legs, when you lift your thighs and your knees off the ground and your upper body off the ground, think about it. Your back and your body is kind of doing this kind of motion. So it's tightening your back up a little bit. So that is one movement, the Superman. But don't be shy to go for those classics that you learned in school. I do those all the time with all my clients. To reach over, reach over. And you know what? You can always either go to my Instagram page. I've got a ton. Google. Google's got like a plethora. And don't
And
be scared to try new stretches, you know? It'll be fun to try some stuff you've never done before. I'm telling you.
yes, yes. And now you can find Epic on Instagram. And her Instagram is scrolling right now. You can email her if you want advice or you want to talk to her or you want her to
Hmm.
even work with you online. She'll do that. She can be your personal trainer. So hook
I
up
would
with her.
love to. I'm right here. I'm waiting.
All
Yes,
right.
indeed.
And some other stretches. You mentioned the arms, stretching your legs. And so there are several kinds,
Yes.
anything that's going to cause you to move one way or the
Hmm.
other is good. Okay, let's look at
Yes. Yeah. And
another.
folks really, I just want to throw this tidbit in there. If you start stretching really hard, I mean, stretching, oh my gosh, sweating really hard when you're stretching, that's normal because that's another form of exercise. Um, when we're heavy lifting and just exercising, doing the verbiage of it, we're actually contracting our muscles a lot. So when you're stretching, you're actually taking the time to open them back up and stretch them back out. And a lot of the times that stretch can take just as long as a circuit or it can be just as intense, but it is pretty relaxing, you know?
Yes.
So yeah, that's another little tidbit for you guys. Stretching
All right.
can be as intense as a circuit.
Now, when you say circuit, what do you mean?
Now, when I say circuit, I'm meaning whatever collection of exercises you chose to do that day. Like, let's say, for example, I want to do an upper body circuit. So I'll do some push ups, I'll do some chest press, I'll do maybe some tricep dips, some of those bicep curls you guys saw. that'll be my circuit. Those 3 to 4 movements, and I may rotate between those 3. I might finish out an entire set with those. But when I'm done, I'm gonna want to stretch those muscles out, right?
Yes.
So
All
you can
right.
also
So,
have a stretch circuit. Hmm.
okay, awesome. Well,
So
let's look
yeah.
at another video and then let's talk about it.
Okay, cool.
Do you love me, Matthew?
I do.
Honestly?
Yes. Secret, but honesty.
No more secrets.
Here I am, taking the Here I am, taking the
All right. Now tell us about that exercise and what is the purpose of that?
All right. That exercise was a wall sit. Now, that's another one of those exercises that I totally love because you don't need anything but your body. Need nothing at all. That's a really good it's a isometric movement. Well, isolated movement, aka you're standing still. That's good for core, really good for legs. Your legs are gonna they're gonna want to kick you when you're done.
No
But that is
pain,
an
no
excellent
gain.
core movement. Excellent core. There we go. Core and lower body. I like that one because as long as you have a wall, you can do that one anywhere. Anywhere. If when you're waiting for the bus, when you're at home, when you're cooking, you can do it on the refrigerator. You know what I'm saying? So wall sits are always great. And the longer, well, you can always build up in time, but the longer you wall sit, the longer the worse or the more sizzle you're gonna catch in those legs. I will
Now,
say that, but I added that one in there because that's one where you don't need a facility, you don't need equipment to pull off a lot of these exercises to get your body started in the right direction on whichever journey you're on.
awesome. Awesome. Okay, let's look at something else. Here's a Okay, and I saw water bottles again. Okay, tell us
Yeah. See, that's
tell us
another
about that
movement. That's
one.
another one of those moves. Great upper body movement, good mobility there. Well, to open up mobility for your back and for your chest and for your shoulders, okay? Again, wherever you guys see I'm using dumbbells, you can trade those out for anything else handheld. Again, my go-to is water bottles because they don't move. They don't move. You can even use a gallon of milk or something like that, something a little heavier. But that was a good shoulder movement. That one there, when we're doing certain upper body movements, we like to at least have a small bit of resistance because if we just do this all day with no weight, you will eventually start to feel a burn, but it's going to take some time. And we don't want you just standing there doing this one movement for upwards of 20 minutes when we can use that 20 minutes a bit more effectively. Okay.
All right.
But that's a good, I actually had multiple shoulder injuries to the same shoulder. And I noticed that's an exercise that helps me a lot. Helps me a lot. Helps me
Okay.
a lot.
So for people
Start
that
really
may
small. Start with
so
really
people
small weights, lightweight. You want to go up, take your time, and come back down. You know, it looks very simple, but you'll feel what I mean.
so people that may have like a shoulder injury like what you had or what is it? I don't know.
Like I had someone that had frozen shoulder, and
Okay.
it was a little tough for her to get up there, but that was a goal, just for us to be able to do at least 1 to 2 shoulder press to get it up and push up and come back down. And we did it. We made our goal. But even if you're not able to do a movement like that, work up to that. Have that be a goal, just to do just one, with no weights, just one. That means getting there. Like,
You
that means
know,
something's changing.
yes. And this, I feel that this is such an important show because we don't work our bodies like we should. And a lot of times people don't do it because they feel, well, I don't go to the gym and I don't have equipment. And here you're showing us that you don't need a gym, you don't need equipment. All you need is a wall, water bottles, or anything that's in your home. And so there's no
Kids,
excuse. There's
kids.
no excuse. Even
I
with
say,
your kids.
even to add to that, if you guys have children or small animals, you know what I'm saying, and you have pets, do some curls with the pets, hold the pet and hold the baby, put them on your shoulder, do some squats. You know what I'm saying? Use what's around you. You don't have to spend a dime to get on the road to get your body where you want it to be, or to be a healthier you and to be a stronger and better you. You don't have to spend any money at all.
That's
And dealing with
awesome.
me, nah, I'll get your mind there. I got you.
Yes, she will.
Got you. We
Yes,
could
she
save some
will.
money. I'm supposed to spend some money.
Awesome. Now,
Torn ligaments.
Diane, yes.
Oh, torn ligaments are a serious thing. Okay. Torn ligaments, I would say my advice on those, being I'm not an actual doctor, I'm the doc, but I'm not an actual doctor. You always have to go and see a medical professional for that one. As a PT, now I would then take the information from your medical professional and I'd be able to work you out. But even what I can give you now, torn ligaments, sometimes we're tempted and we'll want to stretch. Sometimes we'll want to roll that area, massage that area. Because it's a tear, it's very delicate. So we're going to want to treat it as such. So even if you did want to start to stretch, it's going to have to be the most minute. You know, you don't want to run straight into it and like, oh my gosh, yeah, I gotta. No, it's gonna be all the way up here, and inch by inch by inch by, and you know, it's gonna get there. And also the healing process does depend on where that ligament is torn in your body. There may be, like, I can say if it's in your feet or in your legs, it may be a longer healing process, because as humans, our legs are our form of mobility. So there's going to be a constant stress or a constant work to that area, as opposed to just letting it relax. And so
Thank
on and so
you.
forth. I'm sure you guys can put it
Yes.
together. Yeah.
All right, let's look at another video. Did we show this one? Did we show that one already?
We
Okay,
did.
I think so. Okay, let's see. I'm looking for one that we haven't shown. I am just so glad you're here. And
Thank you.
oh, okay, I think this one.
Me too. I'm so happy to be here.
All right. Now that looks kind of hard,
I love that one.
but it looks kind of hard.
Now that one there, tried and true. Oh my goodness. That was a plank, But that was a plank with variations. So that's why it looked a bit more difficult than you may normally see. What I tried to do in that video is the variations to a plank. Now, basic plank is just kind of standard. You're in a push up-esque position. But some folks will notice when they're planking, some folks have wrist problems, or they're it's a bit more delicate, so their wrists may hurt. I like to go on the forearm, so you may have seen me drop down, forearm plank. Some folks will have a lower back. Their lower back may be uncomfortable, or some sort of pain or discomfort, or you're just getting tired. You can pop those legs open, almost as if we're doing like a jumping jack. This way, with the legs, when I did the open stance with my feet, I'm actually creating a larger surface area on my body for gravity. So gravity isn't pulling me that much harder in that one isolated spot. So it does get a little scientific, but I try to make it really simple, you know? But even then, you can pop back on to your palms and then close your feet, or, you know, you can kind of play with it. So in the video, it's sped up a lot for time's sake. But in the video, you can see how each variation will help you truck along into that plank. Like if you're trying to get to a plank, if you're like, well, I never plank and I want to try to get to 15 seconds, just 15 seconds. And you're like, oh, I'm at 10 and it's getting tough. Put in one of those variations. It'll buy you about 5 more seconds. I can guarantee that. I can guarantee it.
That's awesome. If any of you out in the audience have any questions specific that you'd like to ask Epic, by all means, put it in the chat.
Please.
She's very knowledgeable about fitness and clearly knows her stuff. That's why I call her the fitness guru. Yes. So
thank you so much. Oh man.
You're welcome. I'm just happy that you're here. So you want to now, fitness and nutrition really kind of go hand in hand. So do you want to, because your body is fit, clearly. So you want to talk about even your diet?
Oh, thank you.
You want to talk about your diet and
diet? Yes, sure. I'd love to. I actually like talking about this because I'm actually studying to be a licensed nutritionalist.
Awesome.
So I'm not there yet, ladies and gents. I'm almost there. I'm getting there. Next podcast, I'll be able to give you a whole diet plan and stuff. But this time I'm on my way. But for now, I get this question a lot. What do I eat? What do I eat? I don't follow any specific dietary restraints. I'm not allergic to anything. For some folks that may help. But to get to the nitty-gritty of it, a lot of the time folks are looking to lose weight. More times than not, when I'm asked, how can I lose weight? I want to burn some of this tummy fat, some of this arm fat, some of this leg fat. My biggest tried and true advice I can give anyone is moderation. Okay? Moderation. It sounds like, what is she talking about? Moderation? I can't eat moderation. But moderation. Now I say this because being a fitness professional, I don't eat all the healthiest things. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. But I eat in moderation. And another thing with dieting or thinking of a diet you want to try or a weight journey you want to try. Some folks want to gain weight. So just to throw that in there, I don't want to leave you guys out. Some folks that, you know, I say a lot of folks want to lose weight. There are folks that actually want to bulk up and get bigger. This goes for you guys too. Well, kind of. I'll get to you guys in a second. But when I say moderation, I mean, have some discipline. Pay attention to what you're eating, okay? And don't come up with excuses. We're all adults here at this point. For example, I love ice cream. I love ice cream. I can't refute it. I can't fight it. I can't fake it. I can't resist it. I love me some ice cream. But I love to work out too. and I love to feel great and look great. What happens? When I go and eat ice cream, let's say I'm outside, I'm hanging out, gonna get a big 2 scoops of ice cream. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna love it. Not gonna feel guilty about it. Why? Because I know that later on today in the evening or whenever I go to have my next meal, guess what? I can't have ice cream. Even if I wanted to. Maybe 1 scoop. Maybe. But that's where that moderation comes in. It's really the discipline of just like, you know what? I had a lot of that today. I'm not going to do too much. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of my I love donuts or I love cookies or whatever your vice may be that you think is hindering you on your weight loss journey. Now, really quick for weight gain, I want to say moderation, but kind of not really. You want to just pay more attention to eating more. Eat more. Be conscious of what you're eating, of course, because you don't want to eat all the wrong, unhealthy, really bad for your heart fats. They're good for you too, of course, because you're exercising, and as humans, we need it. But moderation. You don't want to eat too much, because then that's gonna hurt your heart. You know.
Yes.
So moderation.
Absolutely.
That's the biggest
Diet,
message I could give to you guys about diet. And don't
even
beat yourself
scripture,
up.
right?
Don't beat yourself up.
Even scripture says all things in moderation.
That's right.
All
That's
things in
right.
moderation.
All things.
We can overdo a lot of things. So Diane
Hmm.
is asking, how
Yes,
long
I
is
see we
a
have.
circuit and what's the length of each segment? It sounds like,
Yes.
okay. All right.
I
So
know how to answer this one.
I know you
All
do.
right. So circuits, circuit is really, really, I hate to sound so general, but it's dependent on maybe if you have a time restraint or just a goal you have in mind. But overall, when I say a circuit, minimum for me, a circuit would be, let's say I was training a client, minimum 3 exercises, maybe 4. Let's say 4 exercises. Okay. 4 exercises. Now, dependent on what you were looking to do, I would then say, you know what? For each one of these exercises, you're going to complete 10 repetitions, meaning you're going to do it 10 times, like 10 curls, and we're going to go for 3 sets. Now, a set is at 10 repetitions, or one set could be 15 repetitions or 20 repetitions. It's up to you. But if you just wanted a guideline to go off of right now for anyone, not just for Miss Diane, for everyone, I would say to build up your first own circuit, get 4 exercises that you like to do. Start no less than 10 repetitions. No less than that. Because if you do any less than that, you're not going to feel anything. Or you're going to feel something very little. We actually want to feel something, right? So let's pick an exercise, 10 repetitions, and go for 3 sets. So you're going to do each one of those exercises, 10 reps, 3 times. So A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. That's your 3 sets.
Okay.
I
Now,
hope that made a little bit of sense.
yes. Now, for senior citizens who may have some physical challenges or may not be able to endure to that extent, and people don't want to feel pain. That's the other thing. People don't want to feel pain, but like
Yes,
you said,
yes, it's true.
no pain, no gain.
No
So for
pain, no gain.
so for seniors,
No, in that event, I would say, I mean, it is possible to complete a circuit that's a really light circuit, you know, to keep moving. So in that event, you would want to go for maybe, I would even say 8 reps because it's lighter, you know? So let's say, well, let's stick to the 4 exercises. Go 8 reps, you know? Why? Because this is maintaining. This is going to be like just, it's getting your body to get up and do something. Now, when we add a few more reps, it's actually going to add the challenge aspect. What about people who have had heart surgery? Heart surgery, oh man, I have a, you guys have a special place in my heart. I say that because I've unfortunately had family members in my family that have had heart surgeries um, for various reasons and whatnot. So, heart surgery. Hmm. Well, first, as a professional, I have to tell you, consult a medical professional. My license says that I have to say that. So consult your doctor, of course. But even in that event with heart surgery, because that's cardiovascular, which is very important for the entire body. We want to start small. You want to walk. You want to get on the treadmill. If you do get on the bike, take it very easy. We don't want any intense sweating. We don't need any hip movements. I would say for someone who has open heart surgery, or not open heart, but sorry, correct myself, heart surgery. My auntie had open heart surgery, so that's kind of why it just rolls off the tongue that way. Um, be careful, keep it light, but do not be afraid to challenge yourself. I would say when it comes to anything with your heart rate, be very careful because, after different surgeries, everyone's different. So I don't want to say, yes, go in, go for it. And, everyone's situation is different and the heart is very delicate. But in that event, please, 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 please do not fear cardio after heart surgery. Cardio is your friend. Cardio is going to build all of those heart muscles back up to the strength and even stronger than they were. That's all I hear, and that's what spirit is. I'm sorry, spirit is telling me to tell you that don't be scared to try some cardio, even if that means just walking, even if that means just jogging. But that's the first thing that comes to mind when I hear heart cardio. Any strength exercises will only add. Well, and that's good. That's gonna add to your musculature, and it's gonna help the flow of oxygen throughout the musculature in your whole body. So I hope that touched on your question. Oh, thank you. That's Uncle Papa Chunks. I know that face. I know that name. Thank you. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best for
You're doing
everyone.
great. You're doing
Thank you
great.
so
You
much.
really are. Okay. So, and and I love the fact that you're encouraging people, even if they have challenges, to go
Yes.
light. Walking is a great thing to do.
Mhm.
And so, even if you can't do all these other things, people have lost
Yeah.
weight just walking,
That's
so,
that's a
and
fact.
just walking around your house. Now, I can't do
Yeah.
steps. I can't do steps. They just,
Okay.
because of my legs. Um,
Okay.
so, but just regular walking, I think that's very
Mhm.
important to be able to do that. So, what other advice would you give in terms of older people? Because that was one of the reasons why I wanted you
Both.
on this show, so that you
Uh-huh.
can help older people. And she says she can't do steps either. Yes, I know. So,
You can't do
okay.
them yet. You can't do them now, but y'all gonna be able to do some steps. Yes, you can. We can do everything.
Okay, I trust that. Okay, I trust that. All right. I hear you. I hear you.
Okay. General advice. Um, hmm. General advice. What are some things I go by all the time? Well, I got my little notes here, but I'm not gonna go off my notes because I know what I want to say. Um, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. You have no reason to be scared. It's your body. It's your mind. It's your feelings. It's your journey. It's yours. Don't be scared. Don't compare. Don't compare to Auntie up the block who you see got the weights in it. Don't compare because her journey is far different than yours. And this is for old, young, everybody in between. Please just feel my heart because I feel like I feel like heart just wants to speak right now. So please just bear with me, y'all.
Speak heart, honey. Speak
Don't be
heart.
scared and don't compare. Um, the next thing, and I think a lot of these really hit home for me, especially in my journey in fitness and whatnot, and just in building my own confidence. Um, Always try something different. Try the moves that you don't think you can do. Try to break it down little by little. What's another one? One of my favorite ones. Don't kick your rims. Now, when I say that, some folks are super confused. They're like, rims? Huh? I don't even have a car, Epic. What are you talking about? I don't even drive, Epic. My son drives me. What are you talking about? Don't kick your rims. Now, when I mean, don't beat yourself up. Imagine you're on a journey. Let's just say you just had this heart surgery, or let's say you're coming off of a torn rotator cuff, or a torn ACL, or a messed up ankle. No matter what it is, no matter what it is, you're on it. You're in a car, right? You're on this journey. You're driving. You're on your own personal road trip. Nobody else is in that car with you. That's why I say don't be scared, because then you won't be able to steer yourself, and don't compare. Because who cares about all the nice cars around you? You got to focus on the car you're in, because that's the car that's going to get you there, right? Now, if you get out on the side of a road in the desert, it's already hot and uncomfortable here, and you're frustrated, right? You start kicking your rims. You start kicking your door, start scratching and keying your car. That's the equivalent of you beating yourself up. Why? Because you are the vessel that is taking you to where you have to go. Don't kick your rims. You need those rims. Even if they're not moving as quickly as you need them to, you still need them. God forbid you kick a rim and you pop the whole wheel and there's no spare in the back. Then what? God forbid you beat yourself up so bad and there's nobody and you have no more energy within yourself to pick yourself back up. Don't beat yourself up. You build yourself up. That's what we do. Okay? So that's just one of the biggest things I had to just get across to any and everybody, because I feel like I'm a walking testament to that every day. There's so many things I want to beat myself up about, but we can't. We can't. Let's say you went to the gym, or you weren't even in the gym, because you don't have to be in the gym. Let's say you were in the house and you didn't get around to doing your exercise yesterday, and you didn't get around to doing your exercise again today. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Start again tomorrow. And if you don't start again tomorrow, start again the next day. You got to keep going. You got to keep getting up. There's no other way. There's no other choice. Nobody else is going to drive your vehicle for you. No one is going to get you through your journey. Just you. Just you.
That is
So
such
don't
a
be
beautiful.
scared. Don't compare. And try. And don't kick your rims. Just try every day, even if it's something new, even if you don't even know what you're going to try, just try. An exercise you never even fathomed, just try it. You never know, you might like it, and you might find that you have a skill up under there that you didn't even know you had. Right? I don't know. That just, my heart just had to say that to y'all.
You know what? I know you had reservations about coming on this show, but you have been such a delight, because you're speaking
Thank
from
you.
your heart, and it's very clear that you have a
Mm-hmm.
passion for what it is that you do. And so I just want you to know that you have done an outstanding job here,
Oh,
sharing your
thank you so
heart
much.
and sharing your
Thank
passion.
you.
You really have. And I just appreciate the questions that have come from the audience. And we still
Yes,
have
thank you guys.
some minutes. So I want you to
Mm-hmm.
share anything else you want to share. And if
Yeah,
anyone has any other questions, feel free to ask.
please, any questions, any questions. I love it because it gets my gears turning, and it lets me know that, you know what, I can serve my people. Anything you want to ask, anything, try me. Let's see. um, but I guess in the meantime, thank you guys so much for having me. For reals, I really appreciate you guys tuning in, having faith in my words. I hope that they help inspire you, to be a better you tomorrow, a better you in 10 more minutes. It doesn't have to be tomorrow. You could be better 20 minutes from now, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
People always like
Start
to wait. No,
now.
I'm gonna wait till Monday to start. I'm gonna stay till next week. I'm gonna wait till next week. No, 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 no. Start right now. Start
Right
right
now.
now, because the best time I've learned, even with this podcast and being here right now and being given this opportunity, the best times to strike is when you're not ready, because you're a lot more ready than you think you are. You'll be full package ready. Thank you so much,
Thank
Ernestine.
you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you. I really appreciate you. And good luck with your heart surgery journey. Or I'm sure you've come out of the journey, wherever you're at in the journey. You've got my love and my blessings and my support. If you ever need any Doc McBuffins advice, I will do some homework for you for your exercises. I want to help. I want to help. I'm that person. If you have any questions, even if you don't want to ask it here in the podcast, please shoot me an email or shoot me something online. Or I'm I love answering questions. I love my people. I want to be here for my people. At
Yes. And you
the
can
end of
reach
the
her
day,
on
yeah.
she's on Instagram. Now, are you on YouTube as
Mhm.
well? Okay.
Yes.
You okay. I
I
didn't get
am on YouTube. It should be under Epic Doc McBuffins. Um, so yeah, I'm sorry. I'm on YouTube. That it's still growing. It's still growing, but it's something there for you guys to see. Don't mind me. My audio is kind of it's
okay.
trying me. Hey, thanks, Maddie. Oh, my people's tuned in. That's gonna make me cry.
Well, and the
I'm a
thing is,
I'm
you're
a sentimental kind of girl. I can't hold it. I
I
can't hold
know,
it.
and and the thing is, I am just so happy that we were able to do this today to help build
Me
your
too.
confidence
Thank
in
you.
being able to share your story.
Hey, cousin. I can't believe it. No, you're gonna be blushing now. Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, man. I don't know. Doc McBuffin, she's here for the people. I feel
Yeah.
like that's the thing. I'm so what like I know I talked about how what drove me to become a PT and everything before, but if I really want to get to the nitty gritty, I love sports and everything. That's always been great. But I grew up seeing my family not in the best physical shape that they could have been in. And it affected their lives. And I noticed it's not just my family, it's so many families like mine, especially in our community, us being the beautiful melanated folks. And this is not just for melanated people. I know this is for everyone, for everyone. But I had to do something about it. Quite frankly, I had to do something about it. Um, Knowing that I just love to be outside, I love lifting heavy things, I love to run. It comes natural to me. Um, I wanted to get online and record videos so that when they didn't know what exercises to do, sorry, they had somewhere to go to see it. Sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. And not just for my family, but for everyone, because a lot of folks don't they don't think they could do it themselves. And yes, you can. You don't need to go to the gym. You can do it. You can do it. So I thought that if my family will see me doing it, they will believe in themselves and they could do it too. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
It just
You're
makes me
making me
happy.
cry. Oh my goodness.
Sorry,
Because
girl.
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
so we
I'm
know
sorry.
that you're doing this
For
from
my
your
aunt that
heart.
had heart surgery and just with it's for everybody. It's because it's so many people beyond my family. It's my family friends. It's my extended family. It's my friends' family. It's people I've gone to school with. People I know from college and middle school and high school and just from the streets. And y'all all matter. And y'all health is important. I need
And
people. I need people to know that their hearts are just as strong as the next person. They just got to know how to tap in. And if I could show you just a little bit of how to tap in, who knows? You could be the next bodybuilder of the world. You could lose 100 pounds. You could gain 100 pounds. You could do whatever your mind and your heart and the universe sets you to. It's just that's how I became Doc McBuffins. I wanted to be a beacon of light and motivation and an example. I chose to be the example of the change I wanted to see in the world.
yeah, and
And
you
I want
are.
people to know that they could do it on their own. You can be fit on your own. You can be your own type of fit. So long as you love yourself and you love your heart and you're brave and you're proud and all of those other things. All of those
And
other things. I told
now,
myself I wasn't gonna cry in the
but
podcast. I'm crying on the podcast.
it's okay. You got me crying too,
I'm
so
crying on the podcast.
it's
Sorry,
okay.
girl. Oh God.
It's so at
I
least
swear
I mean the
that'd be
audience
the driving force for me.
knows how real you are. So one of the things that you
Mm-hmm.
mentioned several times was playing outside, growing up and playing outside. And kids today aren't doing that. Kids today are
No,
not,
they're not playing outside.
and
And
they need.
I see that all the time. I was a teacher for 6 years, so I got to I was in it, and it's just technology. It's so good, but it's so bad. It's so good, but it's so bad. Like I know even for the generations beyond me, I feel like the 90s into the 2000s, we got the last good gettings of being outside because now just with honestly, let me talk about it all. Global warming. Some kids are not safe outside because of the temperature, because of the radiation and the heat. Technology. Um, it's such easy access is great, but it's no good because they can learn a lot here, but the physical realm is where they really need to be paying close attention. Because let's say tomorrow none of our devices work. Another thing, sometimes, at least I can say in our society, parents are not able to. Some parents are not able to spend quality outside time with their kids. And I was being a teacher, I saw sometimes there was a disconnect. Yeah, you love your children, and yeah, the children love you, but with everything being so media and tech and oh well, I'm sorry honey, I have to leave to work, go ask your dad to do it. Oh, I'm sorry, dad is busy doing something on the computer, working from home at this point now with the pandemic, working from home. The attention is not always there, you know what I'm
and
saying?
and that
So
is
there's no
so
physical
important.
play, there's no rough housing, there's no rough and tumble with dad or playing, you know what I'm saying? Little stuff like that. You don't even realize that little physicality is building up muscle in your kids. It's building up their heart and they're breathing hard like oh my god. That's their cardiovascular strength. Just playing around trying to keep up with you because you way bigger than your kids and they can't keep up.
Yes.
Little stuff like that. But I'm not even gonna get into that. I'm not gonna get But I've noticed that kids aren't playing outside half as much as my generation and the generations that preceded me. And it sucks. It sucks. I don't like to see it. I like that they like their stuff, but I don't like that they're not going outside.
I agree with you. And one of the reasons that I do the programs that I do is because it is important for parents to be more engaging in their children's lives. It's so important. When you consider that the number 2 cause of death for 10-year-olds up to age 21 is suicide, then it's important that parents spend time, quality time, with their children, even in this pandemic, even though you may be working at home. There are things that can be done with your kids, taking them out to the park, taking them outside, running with them, doing
just walking
things
around the
with
block.
them. Just
Walking around the block
absolutely.
twice, taking a lap.
Absolutely.
It'll do something for everyone's health, mom and dad and grandma and grandpa and the dog.
Yes. And you
Everybody
know
can
what?
get some fitness.
Yes. And guess what? We are out of time. So this time
Out of
has gone.
time.
Yes,
Oh,
we're out of
right when
time.
it started getting good.
We'll have to
Oh,
do
man.
this again. This has been
Thank you
great. And
so
yes,
much. We have to do this again.
yes, yes. And I
Oh
just
man,
want
and
to
I know I'm
thank.
gonna have so much more to tell everybody now that I know how to podcast now.
Yes, yes, yes. And so I just want to say to our listening audience, I do hope and pray that you take the advice that Epic has given you and that you begin to inch by inch, just a cinch. Yard by yard, it may be hard. Trial, mile by mile, it may be hard. But inch by inch is a cinch. And that analogy about the car, remember what she said. And if you have to go back and listen to this
Don't kick
podcast
your rims.
again,
Don't bust your
then
windows.
do it. Don't kick your rims. Don't bust your windows.
Run it back.
Yes, yes. Well, listen, thank you. Thank you for being here. And we will see you all next week. God bless. Now you stick around. Don't leave. Okay, God bless. See you later. Have a great week.
Bye, everyone.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk